After launching the Vitruvian Trainer Plus review, I got a lot of the following feedback. For $2K, you could get a nice real barbell setup. Or you can get a Bowflex machine that does a lot more for half the money if you have the space for it. While these comments are true, it is not the main reason I went and purchased the Vitruvian Trainer Plus, and I can tell that many of these users haven't seen my past videos as to why I stick with a minimalist home gym setup. So with that, let's jump back in time to when I first started working out and some of the decisions I've made over the past 12 or so years. Now I need to jump back to my sophomore year of college. This is when I started working out, and I did have a gym on campus. However, it was tiny at the college I was at, so I decided to actually buy a gym membership, and I went there 6 days a week for about 2 hours a day. This was on top of also playing baseball, so I would do that alongside working out. So after 3 years, I did end up graduating college and getting into the workforce, where I found I wanted to save on time by not traveling to a gym, and I also didn't want to wait for the equipment when I got there. Those are probably the two main drivers as to why I went from a gym setup to working out at home, alongside having to pay a monthly membership cost. So now that I moved to the home gym, I had to find a program to work out with. And naturally, I searched online and found the Beachbody program, which at the time was like P90X, Insanity, T25, and many of those similar style of workouts. But after watching, I'd say thousands of videos online, I came to the conclusion that these programs really weren't the best for building muscle and also being safe while performing many of the exercises. Now that led me down my journey to trying to develop my own programs. I even got certified in NASM, which to some degree I still use, but a lot of it I feel like I don't actually use for my home programming that much. But just know I am a certified trainer, but I feel like it's even easier than they make it out to be as well. So now looking at my programming, most of it is just these simple basic exercises that done with enough intensity will stimulate the muscle to get bigger and stronger. And this has also led to simplifying my home gym equipment, as you really don't need all the fancy gimmicks that are out there. And that's one of the big drivers for me making this channel. One was of course to help people find the simplest path to build muscle in a time-efficient manner, as well as finding the equipment that allows you to get there without breaking the bank, and that has good quality overall. So I just mentioned breaking the bank, and that is where the Vitruvian Trainer Plus is one of the few exceptions I've really had on my channel. There have been higher priced items, I'd say, as well, but this one really takes the cake as being by far the most expensive I've ever purchased and reviewed. And the only reason I did that is because of some of the features it has, mainly the safety that comes alongside this product. Again, it can adapt its resistance to help you get through many sticking points, as well as if you start to fail out, it can just remove the weight or resistance on the bar for you without you dropping and crashing it to the floor, which to me is a big no-no, especially with home gym equipment that could easily break and have to be replaced. Also, the Trainer Plus is very similar to my resistance band setup that has a standing platform that's 4 inches tall. Then you have the resistance bands that go underneath with a bar that you use for many of the actual exercises. But of course, the price is way, way higher compared to the two. So again, I was not expecting many people to come and say this is affordable versus the resistance band one I used in the past, but it adds some big, big benefits that I think would be really helpful for many, many people looking into a product like this. Now there is one more thing that I look at when I go for home fitness equipment, and that is, can it fit in my closet when it's done so I can put it out of sight and out of mind? That's for people who come over, they don't have to be staring at my equipment all day long. And with that, there is one piece of equipment that does not follow that rule, and it is my Renpho AI spin bike it used to fit in my old house's closet, but since I moved, it no longer fits in the one I have. So I made an exception for that one that sits in my room, but otherwise, all my other equipment will fit in that small closet. So now that we have some of the background information out of the way, looking at power and squat racks and some of these comments, the main reasons I have not looked into purchasing them is simply for the space in my home and some of the issues I have with putting it in my garage. Now, living in the Austin, Texas area, in the summers, it gets over 100 degrees pretty much every single day. We had 3 months of summer where it was 100 plus every single day for 3 months. Now, if that happened, I basically could not work out in my garage as I would just be sweating to death and it would be miserable. So that is one of the big reasons, at least while living here, why I have not ever looked into purchasing a squat or power rack of any type. And looking at this room where I work out, I don't have a ton of space. It's a rather small office room. It's actually where I do my normal 9-to-5 job. So I really didn't want to put anything in here as it just kind of takes up more space that I already don't have a lot of. So with all that, I have nothing against anyone using a power rack or squat rack. Just make sure that when you're doing those exercises, that you're doing them safely. Make sure you have something like a squat catcher in case you need to bail out of an exercise or whatnot. And just make sure whatever you set up is safe, simple, and effective for your home workout and allows you to get the results you want. But with that said, take a look at my resistance bands or dumbbell setups that I personally recommend in order to enhance your home gym setup.